This is the Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz, hosted by Jeremy Jorgensen, and presented by Gate City Bank.
North Dakota State went on the road against a very tough Valley opponent who had yet to lose to an FCS team, and the Bison dominated the Illinois State Redbirds for the program's 26th consecutive win. Wow, the herd rolls on. Joining me on set is head coach Matt Entz, and congratulations to you and your staff opening Missouri Valley play. That's always a kind of a change of focus, conference game, and your guys did a great job.
Well, they did. Anytime you start the Missouri Valley, we know the difficulty that the schedule will present, and our kids did a great job of utilizing the bye week to prepare and to continue to get better, and to go to a venue out in Normal, Illinois, and play the Redbirds and play them the way we did. I was pleased with how we operated. James
Robinson, obviously in prep, he shows up. He's a great player.
He is, and we talked to our team. We thought he was the best running back that we'd see, and maybe the best running back in FCS football. And he showed on a couple glimpses that he has the ability. Big back that has great balance, great power. You can't arm tackle him, and you got to get more people to him. He's a different type of player.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's roll the highlights. We'll see a little bit of James Robinson. The key in this game was to start fast, get them out of their comfort zone, make them throw the football, and the Bison did exactly that. I think early on you get a takeaway because you forced them to throw the football.
We did. We got them off schedule a little bit, did a nice job on this play action. They're just hitting kind of a hitch out there. Marquise Bridges does a nice job getting it out. Aaron Merkel flying around, getting the big scoop, and to get our offense football on their side of the 50 was big time for us.
Are you happy with third down efficiency so far? This is a 3rd and 8.
We've been really good, and part of the positive side of our efficiency is we haven't been in a lot of 3rd and longs.
Tight ends are doing very, very well this year.
Again, a big part of our offense, and you talk, all of them have done a great job, not just in the pass game, but in the run game as well.
Did you think defensively going in with the game plan that this would be a big pass rush game, that you would get some pressure?
Well, we thought we could, and we probably ended up getting a little more pressure than what we anticipated. We felt as if he got a little bit nervous or started watching the rush rather than keeping his eyes downfield.
Their defense had been playing well, but Ty Brooks so explosive in the hole, isn't he?
He is. He sees it. He can hit it. He can get to top speed extremely quick, and that was a huge play for us, offensively running counter right there.
Yeah, it's 13-0 right away, so you do have them off script a little bit, but they did try to run the football in this drive, and they did. James Robinson, we talked about him. He's just really good with footwork and speed and power, everything.
He did. He made one of our safeties miss him in the hole, and if you're going to miss tackles, here's another opportunity. And we just a couple, 2-3 runs during the course of the game that you always wish you could have back, but great learning experiences.
How important is red zone defense to you?
We practice it all the time, multiple times during the week, all spring, all fall camp. If we can just give up field goals, we have chances to win.
Well, you held them to a field goal here, so it's 13-3 at this point, still in good position. Now, special teams, big explosive play. When you get explosive plays in the special teams, it just really helps the entire game plan, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and you think they just came off of a drive that they got a field goal out of, felt like maybe they were settling down, and then all of a sudden there's an 80-yard kickoff return, and all of a sudden now our offense is right back in the red zone again, and huge momentum gain for the Bison.
So Ty got caught on that play. Did his teammates let him have it a little bit?
I'm sure it won't be shortly forgotten.
Hey, a 38-yard field goal, though, so it's 16-3. You get points out of that, no question. And I suppose you wanted a touchdown there, though.
Need to get touchdowns. When you have the ball at the 20-yard line, got to get touchdowns.
Yep. Here's James Robinson again. Not running this time, but they use him in the screen game a little bit.
They did. And how do you slow down a team that has a great pass rush and try to slow them down with some screen game?
Relentless pressure, just great job.
Another screen game that they were going to, and we sniffed it out. And again, you see just the number of white jerseys around the quarterback.
I think this was the part of the game where you just really set the tone physically, didn't you?
We did. You see physical run, physical at the point of attack, and guys blocking downfield. It's when we get everything clicking, it works really well.
Jimmy Kapuras continues to get open, doesn't he?
He does. And we had multiple guys open here. Fake the bubble. Kind of stalk and go with our blocks out there, and both Zach Mathis and Jimmy were wide open.
Red zone offense, it's important to finish these.
Got to get touchdowns. And again, great run by Adam. Great job by our perimeter blocking up there.
So it's 23-3. I thought this was a key part of the game here because, if they could cut it to 23-10 going into half, they'd be feeling good, and they had good field position, but you just wouldn't allow them to get anything.
Yeah, they came out and started to kind of 2-minute tempo, little no huddle, and probably got us on our heels a little bit. Kids settled down, and we ended up getting a big stop right before the half.
And you got them against the chains a little bit, made them throw the football, and you pin your ears back a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And guys like Derek Tuska and our whole D, that's what we're trying to create, is just getting these situations. Another big sack by Logan McCormick, doing a great job for us.
Yeah, Logan against one of the better tackles in the league right there, blew right by him. So great job by Logan McCormick. 23-3 at halftime. The Bison in control in all phases, total yards, rushing yards. Even though James Robinson did some work, those sacks took some net yards off that rushing total. So just 40 yards rushing net in the first half for Illinois State. Before we get to the second half, let's get to know Cole Karch a little bit.
This is Would You Rather with the 2019 Bison, presented by Gate City Bank.
Would you rather go fishing or hunting?
Fishing.
Would you rather go skydiving or cliff diving?
Skydiving.
Would you rather go camping or stay in a hotel?
Camping, for sure.
Would you rather shovel snow or swat mosquitoes?
Shovel snow, definitely.
Would you rather swim in a pool or a lake?
Lake.
Would you rather drive or fly when you're going somewhere?
Drive.
Would you rather walk 10 miles or go to the dentist?
I'll go with dentist. I don't really understand that fear of the dentist. I don't really get that.
Would you rather bite your tongue while eating something or step on a Lego?
Step on a Lego, for sure.
Would you rather sit on a beach or a cruise ship?
Beach.
Would you rather confront an alligator or a bear?
Alligator, 100%. I am not messing with that bear.
Would you rather be thirsty or hungry?
I'd rather be hungry.
Would you rather sit in a tractor all day or an office?
I don't know how to drive a tractor, so I gotta go office, I guess.
Okay. Would you rather watch a movie at home or go to the theater?
At home.
Would you rather drink coffee or juice in the morning?
Coffee.
Would you rather eat candy corn or cotton candy?
Cotton candy.
And welcome back to the show, Coach. It's 23-3 at halftime. What was the message in the locker room?
Well, we wanted to stress to them we needed to score touchdowns in the red zone. There had been a couple penalties throughout the course of the first half. There was one on a 3rd and 4 that gave them a first down. Just being smart, being disciplined, doing the little things that enable us to win games. And then tried to remind the defense just a year ago, they came out 22 personnel and tried to run the football to get back in it. And let's not let that repeat itself, and let's do a good job of finishing the game. And I was excited where we were at, but our kids were hungry. They wanted to get back on the field after halftime.
As we roll the tape for the second half, so you won the toss, so you deferred, so you get the ball to start the second half. I'm guessing this first drive was important to you.
It was. We needed to get just a couple first downs and start leaning on their defense a little bit. We did a nice job. Here's Ty Brooks on a slant play, finishing and getting us down into their territory.
So they get a stop. The drive stalled, and they get the ball back. So still, it's at the point in the game where if they get it to 23-10, they're feeling pretty good, and they flip the field here.
They do. Again, James Robinson, a great run. You see, you can't tackle him with arms, and then we had 15 yards on a late hit out of bounds there.
At the end of the day, though, Code Green really bowed their neck here. This was a big stop.
It was. We had, I think they were 3 of 12 on 3rd downs, and that's where it comes down. You got to win the money down.
Christian Watson had a big drive. So after they don't succeed, you want to answer back here. This was a big sequence.
It was, and our offense did a great job of converting. Christian Watson, yards after contact. Kobe with a great cut here. Just getting north and south and gaining, a first down again. And we had the ball for almost 22, 23 minutes of the second half.
Christian Watson physically and athletically has the whole package.
He does. And again, I don't know if the young man's still at 100% health yet. He's coming off a knee surgery, has a little bursitis that he's dealing with, but he's a special talent.
30-3 at that point. That got you the separation. They have a nice true freshman slot guy. His name's Kasper Rutkevich, and he gets loose here.
He did, and we missed the tackle. Didn't have a great cup out here, but great effort by Marquise Bridges here to track him down there right before the end zone.
So they reviewed it, called him down at the 1. They're thinking they're in a good spot here with James Robinson, the big back at the 1-yard line, but not to be.
No, our defense did a great job of just continually moving them back on every snap and getting great push and great knockback by our defensive line.
Even in the red zone, when you make them pass the ball, bad things were happening for them.
There's an opportunity right there that we missed, but again, forcing them to be uncomfortable and get into their pass game, and what a great break on the football, and just some of our our end zone coverage down there by James Hendricks. Big play for us.
So obviously they went for it on fourth down. Field goals weren't going to do them any good, so we flipped to the fourth quarter. So you're in a hole here, but you go to the quarterback run to get out of that hole.
We do, and we had run the actual power sweep part of it a couple, 2-3 times during the game, and Trey saw or liked his read and kept it and got downhill. And this was a great drive for us, 92 yards right after a goal line stand. You couldn't say enough about how the team responded right there.
There was a couple third and mid-range plays on this drive as well. There's 3rd and 4 right here. There's a 3rd and 5 coming up. Good third down plays.
Yep, just a simple stick concept to our tight end, who are big parts of our offense.
Jimmy Kapuras has been a reliable guy with good hands on third down.
Exactly, just a spacing concept, sitting down right there on the hash and just making sure that we're getting enough yards for first down.
So 5 games in, this is the 9th touchdown for the tight ends. Those guys are really good in the red zone.
They are. They have a great connection with Trey. They're a big part of our passing game and do a great job with the run game as well. Tyler Roll really does good work with those guys.
This is the number 2s on defense, and this is good experience. It's still James Robinson in there, and this is a learning experience on an elite back on how you got to get him to the ground, right?
You're exactly right. You saw Jake Cava had an opportunity, but again, our kids keep running and keep playing. I think it was for a gain of -1.
Yeah, exactly. Good experience for the running backs as well. Kobe Johnson, Sabian Clark. We finished out the game, and Kobe's been great. What do you think of Sabian Clark and his progress?
Sabian continues to impress me. He's doing a nice job of running behind his pads. Felt like early in his career he was really high. Got to continue to rep him in the pass game so he can be back there in protection, but impressed with how he's developed.
No doubt. An impressive win for the Bison, 37-3. Illinois State came in 3-1 with only an FBS loss, and the Bison demoralized them. They only had 11 first downs offensively. Time of possession really flipped, especially in the second half. The Bison held it for 35 minutes. Let's hear what the players had to say after the game.
All week, we knew that they'd be trying to get the ball in 25's hands. He's a really good back, make plays happen. So we knew we had to keep the cup, wrap up, make plays, fit our gaps, just the little things. And once we could stop him, they're going to have to resort to something else. And then we got after him when they started passing.
We're always prepared, no matter what we have going in. We're always prepared. So I mean, whether or not we call 20 passes in the game, whether or not we call 3. I just think that the receivers as a whole are always prepared, and when we got to take those shots, we're going to take them, and we got to make big plays, we're going to make those as well.
You know, just the culture that we have, that next man up mentality. We don't get hung up on past wins or losses. We learn from them and keep moving forward, and just playing together. That's probably huge. That's probably what makes NDSU so special and successful.
It's amazing, just all the guys that we have on offense, all the guys we have on defense. I mean, we have a bunch of explosive players, a bunch of guys who will turn nothing into something and just make big plays out of nothing. And I think, it's just amazing being able to play with some great players.
Great comments there. A couple of strong offensive candidates for our player of the game, but ultimately Trey Lantz rose to the top. He passed his first road conference game with flying colors.
The player of the game, presented by Nodak Insurance Company.
3 more touchdowns for Trey Lantz, bringing his season total to 12 with 0 interceptions. And while we all knock on some wood with the 0 picks, we can also marvel at his season completion percentage, which is just shy of 74%. He's playing really well and handling himself like a veteran.
Obviously, I didn't have my best game against UC Davis. I wish I could have a couple more of those plays back, but learned a lot from it, moved on. I'm going to do the same thing from this week.
Pretty good perspective right there. Handles himself very well in press conferences, away from football and on the football field as well.
He is. He's a very mature young football player for us, and you can see that just in the people he associates with, the things that are important to his priorities in his life. And Coach Hedberg and him have a great connection, and it's exciting to see how he's going to continue to develop over the course of the rest of the season.
You know, this Illinois State defense coming in, they had 20 sacks leading the nation. They had 5 interceptions. This is the only sack. We're going to take a look at the only sack they had. It was basically a run out of bounds. Talk about the Rams and what they did.
Consistency, what they do. And this week we knew we needed to be physical, and we challenged them and said we need to be Bison physical. There's a difference. Everyone else in the country talks about just the physical, but there's a difference when you talk about Bison physical. And those guys, especially the Cordells and the Dillons and the Zach Johnsons, they took that personal and they knew they needed to do a good job. And those guys have done a great job. Coach Blazek's done an outstanding job with the transition and keeping that room. You know, the Rams represent what NDSU football is all about, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Redshirt freshman Hunter Lupke, you want to talk about him a little bit? He had a great carry. We're going to take a look at that, but this isn't a real surprise. If you look at his high school numbers, I mean, this kid was an unbelievable runner in high school.
He was. You know, he had over 3,000 yards in high school. This was a little unique for us to run this power sweep play with the fullback, but it'll throw a wrench into some people's game planning here in the future.
Yeah, 82 rushing touchdowns at Spencer, Wisconsin. This kid is a great athlete. He was a sprinter in track. He's got the whole package. He's going to be fun to utilize moving forward as well. True freshmen making an impact this year, aren't they? There's 3 kids who exceeded the 4-game rule. There's kids that have been in games. And look at that report, and what are some of your thoughts about that group?
Well, we knew coming into the season and in the summer that we had a special recruiting class a year ago. We've had a number of them stacked on top of one another, but this is another one of those that our assistant coaches have done a great job putting together. But Kobe brings another, fresh body, a young body, the explosiveness at the tailback position. We all know that we need to use those. Julian's been steady on our special teams and really excited. He'll be a difference maker at the safety position. Griffin's done an outstanding job. Had a chance, many fans probably saw his brother kicking for Cincinnati in a huge game on Friday night. And then Luke Wirtz and Travis just using them a little bit, but those guys have a ton of potential and are going to be great Bison before it's all said and done.
Yeah, it's a great class, and they're participating well when they get in the ball games, no doubt about it. Well, the Bison program, it takes everybody for the machine to work, and we're going to introduce you to one part that doesn't get talked about a lot, but it's very important. Stay with us. There are many parts to the Bison football program, and it takes all parts to be successful. One of the parts that never gets much attention is an individual that has been around for a long, long time and seen it all. Let's head to the front desk of the Bison football offices.
Today's Bison football feature story is presented by Olaf Anderson Construction.
Throughout the course of Bison football, there have been many faces to walk through the proverbial doors. But one face has remained the same for the last 35 years. And it's one that not many have seen, but plays a very important role.
She's kind of the glue that holds us together.
Margie Trickle has been a part of the Bison football team since 1985 when she moved to Moorhead looking for a job.
My office was in the Bison Sports Arena. Everything was real yellow. The walls were painted yellow. I thought it was great because I came from a high school that had green and yellow, so I felt right at home right from the start.
And over the course of her 35 football seasons, she's seen some major changes, not just in the Bison football program, but in her day-to-day as the team's administrative assistant.
I can remember taking a class on how to use the internet because the internet wasn't widely known when I first started.
One of the major parts of Margie's job is getting all the paperwork ready for the camps the Bison football team puts on in the summer.
Registrations, everything goes through me. Even if they register online, I do see each and every camp registration.
And while Margie keeps the machine of Bison football running, she's also a friendly face for the Bison football coaches to see every day when they put in the long hours at the team facility.
She keeps us in line, honestly. She's very detail-oriented, and she really cares. She cares about the program. She cares about NDSU. She cares about Bison athletics. She cares about our families. She means a lot to us, and it's almost just an easy person to go talk to about really anything, and she's very special to us.
She really holds our staff together and makes sure we're doing the right things when we should be doing them, staying on top of us when needed, and we couldn't do it without her.
For the Bison Football Show, I'm Alex Egan.
What's one of those key parts, the cog of the machine there, isn't it?
Oh, you can't say enough positive things, and this is awesome that you guys, talked about Margie today. She has been instrumental in my transition to becoming the head football coach and on my daily schedule. We have a number of conversations, but both our assistant coaches there, Nick and Tyler, were correct. She holds you accountable, but she has unbelievable amount of Bison pride for our program, and it's fun to walk in every day and get a visit with someone who bleeds green and gold like her.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Hey, one of the true freshmen that is playing a lot is the focus of our look into the future. We mentioned him earlier, but he is a young man that has played in all 5 games for the Bison.
The future crop of Bison, presented by Peterson Farms Seed.
Julian Wadarsik is from a suburb of Chicago and is a mature-looking kid from a physical standpoint, a backup safety, and a key part of special teams. Julian is making an immediate impact on the program.
This year I'm in the role of special teams, and then obviously I'm backup safety if anything were to ever happen, but just being a great factor on special teams and make big plays and fly around, because special teams is a huge part of the game that's oftentimes underlooked.
Well, again, what do you like about Julian?
He's been a great student of the game since he's arrived on campus at NDSU. Coach Braun and him have a great connection. Julian is steadily understanding our defense more and more, and almost getting to a point where we could play him at safety. And he's a big, long, physical kid, 6'3", 205 pounds. You know, from a physical standpoint, he looks like a college football player. And he's gaining knowledge every day and doing a great job for us on special teams, and really has been a big part of our special team success.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Has a bright, bright future. Well, another big game. It's homecoming, and the Northern Iowa Panthers are coming to Fargo. We'll talk about it. Stay with us. Well, Coach, homecoming's always a big week, and Northern Iowa's always a big week. They're always a pretty good football team.
Outstanding program. Mark does a great job down in Cedar Falls. Traditionally one of the better teams, top couple teams in the Missouri Valley, and so it'll be another physical battle in the Dome here on Saturday.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a 1 o'clock start because it's homecoming. Enjoy homecoming week, everybody. The Bison are 5-0, and NBC North Dakota will have this game for you. ESPN Plus and the Bison Radio Network will be fired up as well. It's a big, big week. Northern Iowa's in Fargo. Enjoy it, everyone. We'll see you at the Dome.